That's a 1 right there. I did pledge to try to write a whole lot neater. I'm trying. So how do we decipher this? Well, we write 2/5 I minus 2/5. Actually, I'm going to factor that 2/5 out if you don't mind. Let's factor that out. And then we have I minus, or that's an I, minus 1. It's quantity squared, and that means all of this right here. And then remember we had the minus sign out here and then the plus 6. And let's put a parentheses around this. And then of course we've got the 2/5. And also we need to write our summation sign out here. Remember we're going from 1 to 5 out here. So as you can see, this is the F of stuff here. We'll call that stuff, right? So that's all of this piece right here, and then of course the 2/5 outside. Now remember, we use the formulas like we did in the previous problem to actually work this out if we were going to work this out by hand. Of course, we wouldn't want to have to sum all this stuff up. Now we could we want to use the formula. I mean, that's the ideal thing to use. It's n times n plus 1 times 2n plus 1. I'm trying to actually remember, what was that formula? Yeah, n times n plus 1 times 2 to the n, 2 times n plus 1 over 6. That's the formula we want to use, and something happened down here. There we go. We can actually, let's see, rewrite this. This becomes square here, and then of course you distribute the 2/5 across. But you know what? I think I'll let you work that out. If you watch the previous, you should be able to actually get this one. But I wrote, just to give you an idea, this should all equal, this is going to all equal 252 over 25. So you should try to get that. Now let's look if, for example, if we divided it into 6, 7ths, 8ths, 9ths, 10ths. All right. Oh, and by the way, also take the limit as n goes to infinity. So hopefully if you watched the previous on how to do right endpoints, apply that to this problem here. All right. I'm going to bring up my Python. Okay, this is not supposed to be a class about Python, but I thought I would throw it in there anyhow. So this was the right endpoint. This was the script here for the right endpoint, and then I wrote a function down here for the left endpoint. Let me drag this down. So here's the one for the left endpoint. This R right here is going to represent, for example, we're going to plug 5 into our function, and we should get out like 10.08. That's going to be approximately the 252 over 25. And this is the actual sum right here. So I'm doing this a little bit different than I did in the previous problem where I actually completely worked it out. This one we're actually going to be summing it up depending on what I say we're going to sum it to. This is the Python shell here. So I plugged in 5, and of course we got 10.08, and then I plugged in 1,000. In other words, we're dividing it up into 1,000 rectangles. Okay, and we're approaching that 9.33. And remember, that was the actual theoretical value. So when we did the left endpoint, or when we did the right endpoint, it was a little bit less. When we did the left endpoint, it's going to be a little bit